Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last video, we got our second ending, which had everyone in the Guardia family tree from 600 AD onwards becoming part Frog after we defeated Lavos, because history suddenly changed and Frog married Queen Leene. Which is weird because their relationship never got that far at any point during the story. The king is nowhere to be found. Well, the king from 600 AD, obviously. And kind of makes you wonder what in the world happened. Anyway, let us do something that I've wanted to do, which is not another Lavos ending, but me correcting something that I wanted to do. So, I didn't get all of the jurors to declare me not guilty. There are, as we remember from the trial, 7 jurors, and I think 1 or 2 of them said I was guilty. I think it was either 5-2 or 6-1. But I want to get all 7. It's definitely possible. And, yeah, I still have everything equipped from the way it was before the Lavos battle. So, we have that going for us. Did I get the power tab that was... Or was that 600 AD? I think that's 600 AD. More than anything else. Oh, that's just one of the roots of the trees. I was like, what's that thing behind the bush? It's just part of a tree. Nothing to see there. And we might as well go ahead and go through the dialogue again. And once again, we're under suspicion and accused of kidnapping Marl here. Trying to say the right words, as I always do. And then soon enough, we're going to be held down and apprehended, and then we're going to have to do the trial again. But I want to make sure that I do everything right, because I didn't do everything right the last time. So let's make sure we do everything right. I bet to say, are you going to scroll down, game? And of course, we're going to go through the dialogue again. Yes, we're charged with abducting Princess Nadia. Something, something, something. Let's get in here finally. Alright. Okay, we're ordered to tell the truth in this trial, obviously. We have Pierre working as our lawyer, as usual. And this is where we need to do the right thing. So, here's what you need to do. When the Chancellor asks you who started this whole mess, I believe you need to say that you started it. So you have to pick, I did. Just as I suspected, the defendant deliberately tried to get near the princess. And we get all this going on again. And then we have more of this going on. We have the little girl saying that we saved her cat. Or rather, we brought her cat back. We get the same... We interestingly get the same dialogue as usual, even though we never talk to her. And when we're asked if the fortune did not if the fortune tempted us, we say no. Not at all. All right, moment of truth. Who's going to be standing to the right? All right, so the first juror. The first juror will say guilty if you claim you were tempted by the fortune, or if you tried to sell the pendant. We didn't do either of those things, so not guilty. The second juror will declare you guilty if you talked to the little girl and didn't bring her back her cat. And if you never talk to the little girl who's missing her cat, she won't show up in the trial and the juror will vote not guilty. If you rescue the cat before talking to her, she'll show up in the trial and the juror will vote not guilty. But if you talk to the little girl and don't bring the cat back, it's guilty. We never talked to the little girl before bringing the cat back, so not guilty. We at least brought the cat back. The third juror will declare you guilty if you tried to drag Marl away from the candy booth so she utters the kidnapper line. We never did that. We stood still the second time around. The fourth juror will declare you guilty if you admit that the fortune tempted you, or if you picked up the pendant before talking to Marl. If we were not tempted by the fortune, and we obviously checked on Marl by talking to her before picking up the pendant, so not guilty. The fifth juror will consider you guilty if you admit the fortune tempted you. The fortune did not tempt us, so therefore not guilty. The sixth juror will declare you guilty if you stole the man's lunch. This never got brought up because I never stole the man's lunch. So therefore, not guilty. And now for the actual moment of truth. Yes! Not guilty, 7-0! So, the seventh juror will declare you guilty if you lied at any point in the trial, either by claiming that Marl started it, when you started it in actuality. I mean, you weren't paying attention to where you were going, so therefore it was your fault. And he also declares you guilty if you claim that you never stole anything when you did. So, if you lied about stealing the old man's lunch, he declares you guilty. He doesn't seem to vote guilty if you lied about not being tempted, however, when you tried to sell the pendant. Weird. Also, if you lied twice, he still votes guilty and no one else does. And I'm getting all of these things by Strategy Wiki, by the way. I should definitely link to that in the description. But yeah, we've now gotten 7-0. Of course, we're still going to be thrown in jail. Well, you still ran off with her. 3-day solitary confinement. And from here, we get the same dialogue as usual, followed by the king interjecting. And then we get dragged off the prison because what is going on with the judicial system in Guardia. And I want to see if I can time this just so I can get the music to play when it should. In the way that it should. And all of a sudden, we have an execution. And from here, I want to see if I can time the music just right. Because it just keeps playing if you don't. Alright, I got it to... I timed it just right. And now we should have a bag on the bed like usual, but there should be more than one either. We still got only one either? Really? I could have sworn we got more than that. But nevertheless, we did it. I did what I set out to do. And I'm now guessing that the additional ethers only... I'm guessing it only applies to DS and beyond. Because I only got one ether here. Unless... I don't even know how many ethers I have. Maybe it did give me 6 ethers, and it's just decided to say, got 1 ether. So maybe it does apply to the Super NES version, with the only difference being the message box doesn't reflect it. Very strange. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it right here because I did exactly what I set out to do with the trial, and I have some progress to make so I can get to the next ending. So join me next time where I see you at the next possible point where we can get another ending. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!